doing this because the recording didn't record on the morning class or the 5th hour class. We're going to learn about determinants in matrices. Okay. Let's do this. Do it in black. And I even recorded it in black too. Just for Citrina. Determinant. A determinant. All right. If we were going to take, it's called a 2 determinant. I'm going to just put DET and I'll put 2 above it. And what that means is we're going to do a determinant on a 2 by 2 matrix. And I will say A1, A2. Oop, that's going to be a B. I'm going to rewrite that one too.
Can all freshmen report to Mr. Kurters for a quick
B1,
meeting?
B2. All right, so we have a 2 by 2 matrix. And we're going to do the determinant off this. And the determinant off this is going to look like this. We are going to cross multiply. We're going to multiply the A1 times the B2 and the A2 times the B1. All right? And it'll look like this. A1 times B2 minus A2 times B1. And the number that we come up with then will be the determinant for this 2 by 2 matrix. All right? No, that's pretty easy, right?
Yeah, right now.
Okay, you understand 2 by 2? Pretty easy? Now there's the 3 determinant. 3 determinant. And this is off a 3 by 3 matrix. A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. Here's how this one works. We don't cross multiply like that. We start off this way. We're going to have 3 2 by 2s in this. We've got a 2 by 2 here, we got a 2 by 2 here, and then we got this one and this one make up a 2 by 2. Okay? We're going to multiply this one right here by this 2 by 2. Notice it's not in the same column. All right? It's 2 separate columns. So it's going to be A1 times B2, C2, B3, C3. Okay? Next, we subtract the next one. Everything goes plus, minus on this. So we're going to subtract. Now we're going to take a look at the B1. And we go by this one and this one. All right? The 2 columns that B1's not in. So we're going to go B1 times A2, C2, A3, C3. All right? And then the last one, this is supposed to be C2. I'm sorry. That's C2. And then the last one we're adding in there, and that one's going to be, move this over a little bit, C1 times, you got it, A2, A3, B2, B3. Okay? Now we have something multiplying by a 2 determinant. Okay? So how do we break this down? We go A1 times, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't want to write that. What do you need there, bud? Yes, you can take those. Yep. Times B2 C3 minus A1 times B3 C2. That is this first portion. And then we subtract out B1 times A2 C3. And we would subtract normally here, right? But we don't because we're going by a negative B1, so it would be a plus B1 times A3 C2. And then we go to our last one.
Freshmen, please report to Mr. Kutcher's room for a short meeting, all freshmen.
C1 times A2 B3 minus C1 times A3 B2. And that is how you determine a determinant for a 3 by 3. Yes. That,
A1's going to be a number?
what's that? It's going to end up being a number.
So why when you times matrix it's like 2 times the matrix? Why isn't it just timing it like that?
Because this is determinant. This is not multiplying matrices. This is something else. This is the determinant. And we're going to learn later on how a determinant works in this case and how we use it. That's coming later on. They didn't want to learn that in the last class, so we're going to just work on just this portion of it right now. That looks, yes. I don't know. I don't know. That's why it's an elective class. All right.
We're not done?
No. No, I'm not getting into how we use it just yet.
Does it get harder?
No, never harder. A1, A2, B1, B2. If we took the inverse, this is the inverse. All right, we take the inverse of A. If we did A inverse, it would look like this, right? 1 over A, right? A inverse would be 1 over A. So that would be like taking this matrix and put it 1 over A1, A2, B1, B2, right? Without going into all the details about how that all comes about, let me give it to you once. And this is going to equal a matrix of B2 minus B1, or negative B1 I should say, and negative A2 and an A1. This is the inverse of this. They're inverses of each other. If you were to multiply them together, what would you come up with? You multiply a number by its inverse, what do you come up with? 1. All right? This is just learning the inverses here. All right? There's one other portion that I'm not going over, but if you take a look, you're going to learn it. You're going to have numbers out in front of this. It's going to be like 1 over 37. All right? You're going to have to go in and read on that. There's a really good example on it in there. All right? What you're doing for the assignment on this. Any questions on this? Not yet, huh? Page 75. 13 through 23 odds. The last two you'll need to do a little bit of looking in the book for. Okay?